right, guys, welcome back to the final episode of season two. We're back here with another episode. Uh, yeah, at the end of season two. I'm here with Drew again. How we doing, man?
We're doing good. The U.S. just got through to the World Cup round of 16. Argentina just
Yes,
got through to the round of 16. So my two big ones are good to go. Mexico's out. Boom. We're living life right now.
I like it. Yes, as I've said in the last podcast, this is the most soccer I've watched, and it's been awesome. It's been electric
Mm-hmm.
to say the least. Yeah, super excited to watch USA Saturday, and then if they can handle business, I believe they play Argentina then. No,
Unless Argentina gets upset by Australia,
that's true.
which you
So
never know.
they each need to handle their business. So we'll see. But yeah, that'll be cool. Um, yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on now. Kind of looking forward to next season as well as this past season was pretty cool. It was good. A lot of ups and downs for me personally, but next season should be good. I know I mentioned last season kind of some things that I wanted to improve on, I guess, or setup wise, and that just didn't work out how I wanted it to. But with that being said, I have a place to live here, so I'll have a more defined setup. I have a desk, um, so I have a little more. I'll have a better setup than what I'm currently at right now, which is laying on a bed. So I'm just being real honest with the podcast viewers here that that's just kind of where we're at. But no, so next time you see me, I will definitely have a room again. I will have a desk. I will have hopefully stuff set up on the wall behind me, so you have to you'll actually have something to look at. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. Um, that's kind of yeah. I can't wait. So it won't be as bland. So that was my little spiel. Sorry, Drew.
Are you saying sorry because you talked, or because
Well, I just kind of rambled on there a little bit about
oh,
my personal problems, and that's
I don't know.
whatever.
Maybe you. I don't know if you do, but if you've ever listened to a Hypervision episode, rambling is kind of a thing that happens a lot of the time from me.
Yeah.
um, so I'm okay with it. That's how we get these minutes out. Gotta get that viewership, that watch time up.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of watch time, I think Drew actually just the Spotify Wrapped came out,
Yeah,
and we
today was the
actually
Spotify Wrap day, so I got to
yeah.
check it for the podcast stats. I forget a lot of what it says, honestly. We were in 2 countries for Spotify. Um,
Did I tell you the other one or no? I just told you
nah,
no.
I don't know what it was. Um, but at the end, it said we were the number one podcast for 3 different people. I know one of those is me for sure. I don't know, Noah, if you said if one of those was you.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 of them were us, 2 of the 3. But there's a third person out there that their number one podcast is Hypervision. I don't have 2 Spotify accounts. Neither does Noah, I
Yeah.
assume. So someone out there,
No.
you're our biggest fan. Whoever came in as that is actually the biggest fan, because me and Noah are the ones in the podcast, so obviously we can't be the biggest fans. It's we have the podcast. Um, but yeah, congratulations to, I don't know, do any of your friends, do they all do YouTube, or do they do Spotify too?
That's a good question. You know what? The only one who uses Spotify is Alex. I know that for a fact because Josiah and Tyler both have Apple Music, so they would. I know
Alex
they've
comments on a lot of YouTube videos though.
interesting, but I know Alex has Spotify, so yeah, it might not be them.
I know Tyler uses Spotify, and he made me listen to our season 1 finale in the car with him. It's weird. It was when we left Akron, I think.
Okay.
Was that the finale? Yeah, that was the finale. Yeah, he made me listen to that in the car with him, and it was just a little weird. I was like, I don't like this. I don't want to listen to it with somebody. I'll let it play in the background while I'm doing something, so that way it just gets an extra view.
Yeah.
But and I know Ian uses Apple Podcasts, so it wouldn't be
Yeah.
him. I don't know. There's a chance it's Alex. There's a chance it's Tyler, I think.
Yeah.
But
No, that was just cool to see. Numbers growing. Two countries, which is interesting. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, it's awesome to see. What else was I gonna mention? Crap, I forget already. Um, oh, I guess it was more just like next season stuff, but we can talk about that later. Um, anything else, Drew? That just kind of
Uh, I mean, not really on that topic, no. I mean, I
no.
guess it is good. I could talk a little bit here. Like, kind of just like the growth, just like seeing. I mean, technically, not really growth. We're getting less views than we were at the start.
Well,
But that's also how that works. Like, our pilot should be our most viewed one, obviously. Like, it's the first one. Like, people are just going to click on that one. Which sucks because, like, all the production and audio quality on those first 13 podcasts, because the first one of season 2 was also on Zoom. But like especially the first 3 or 4 or 5 episodes, like the production wasn't that great. Like the audio was kind of bad because we were still figuring things out. I was changing what kind of headphones I used almost every episode. um, but then like you go from like season 2 episode 1, if you look on YouTube at least, and like you're looking at the video, the quality difference between episode 1 and episode 2 from when we went from Zoom to Riverside.
Yeah.
Muy bien. Now Riverside has had its issues with some audio syncing where it just like all of a sudden in the middle of the like it's like one consecutive clip, but for some reason like in the middle of it just like speeds up answers, and like all of a sudden you're 2 seconds ahead on answering, and I have to like somehow fix that. Um, Sometimes I don't because I'm lazy, but
Fine.
it's gotten better though. Definitely for sure has gotten better. I'm still. I mean, this is the first time I've done stuff like this. Um, so I'm still learning on it and trying. Kind of. Kind of trying to get better with it. We'll see. Um, yeah, I mean, all the stuff I have left is for what I would do for next season and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's about all I got.
Well, see you in season 3, guys.
No, I think we had some growth this year. Obviously, we changed. I think probably the biggest thing we did was just change platforms, which we always knew we wanted to do. Go from Zoom to something a little more, I guess you could say, professional. And I think we found it with Riverside here. This is a pretty good little program we got. Just better quality wise. You definitely notice it in the YouTube videos. Um, I actually haven't. I need to listen more on Spotify. I haven't listened to it Spotify recently. I've kind of just been watching the YouTube videos, but I mean, it sounds fine. It looks fine. It looks great. So, um, yeah, but that was good. Um, yeah, just gonna try and bring some better quality. I want to try and get something that I can either computer wise or something like that, so I don't have to be on my phone ideally. So we'll see. But yeah, I think this season was good. Definitely an improvement from season one, which I think that's about all we could ask for was growth. We had good guests. Some of the same guests as season one, but I think that's good. Um,
Yeah, we had a couple repeats, but
yeah, but good conversation. We had a future MLS star.
yeah, we
So
did. And we had
uh,
Jake on.
yeah, we had. Yeah, I mean, what you going?
I'm talking about Josiah, future MLS star. He
Ah,
knows all about
yes.
soccer now.
Yep. Dude, he actually he upsets me. He upsets me. Um, because he said he was going to give it a shot and watch, and then he was like, "Yeah, I was just playing video games while I was watching," and then I told him how like the last like 10 to 20 minutes were like just awesome, and we were all on like the edge of our seats, and he was like, "I don't know what you guys were all cheering about. Like I didn't think anything was fun." I was like, "Dude, you have no idea." So maybe one day.
Maybe. I mean, it's not for everybody. It's all right.
Yeah.
But I'm
So
looking at guests. We had 5 guests season 1, I think, and then we had 10 in season 2.
5 season 1, 10 season. Interesting. Okay, cool.
Andrew did repeat twice in that season. Ian came back for his second appearance overall, and I think Alex did too, right?
Yeah. The,
Yeah.
the Bright no Bryce never came back.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. Yeah,
Um, yeah, you said you enjoyed the way season 2 went. I think it was a good season. I would say personally, like my own self, like reflecting on how I was in the podcast, I think I tailed off at the end, mostly with
and
effort.
oh, okay. I was gonna say
Um,
like in what way? But okay. You mean
so
like no? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of what topics even ended up being mine towards the end. So like I'm looking here at episode 9, Inside Noah's Head. That was your episode. I know that. And then I kind of just like, that was one I was really looking forward to. Not looking forward to, but I've been wanting to do, was just like pick your brain. Um, and then the next one was personality boxing when we had Ian on. And I can't even say I was in that episode. I feel like that was just an hour and 22 minutes of Ian.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Then we went into the NFL podcast. That one, editing wise, was probably like the least effort I
Yeah.
put in, but
Oh,
because
at
like
least
I genuinely couldn't do
yeah.
anything with it.
No, that was bad. I liked that was a good episode, but yeah, I bet that was an editing nightmare. I bet.
Yeah, and then the next one was Andrew, so that was mostly him. The next one was Seeing the World. That was where we talked about travel. I think that was your topic. The next one I had Zach on. The next one was called Mukbang Without Food. I don't remember what we talked about in that one, but if I titled that, I feel like it probably was just a bunch of
Mukbang
gibberish for an
without
hour.
food? Where did we do that one?
That was episode 15. I was wearing a Santa hat for that one as well. I don't
Okay.
know. Then we did Why Do Sports Matter? I think I really just covered up the fact that I didn't have much with guests, which is fine. Like I want more guests on. It makes it easier on me. And it's not also that way. It's not just me saying the same crap every single week or every other
Yeah.
week when it's my topic. Um, I'm also not sure if we're going to do that next season when we come back around. If we'll go every other or if we'll just talk about it and see what's going on. Because then I feel like it's less forced, which is kind of what it started to feel like, and I got a little bit burnt out again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's also where the not going every single week came in, where we went like 3 weeks on, 1 week off, back to 3, 1 week off, and then we're finishing up this last round of 3 now. And I cut out a couple episodes, but yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know what it is. Like I don't know if I did just get burnt out. Oh, I need to hang on. You guys are if I need to change the title for the one that just came out on YouTube. I did not type F1. I typed F exclamation point.
Mm.
All right. Hang on. Hypervision exclusive right here. And done. Okay, that's fixed. See, right there. I already thought I'm slipping. I'm not even paying attention to what I do sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, or if it was just like, because I talked about it before of like, you go through TikTok, and I'm not saying use TikTok as a way to judge the way you live your life, but like you go through there and like, sometimes depending on what kind of like algorithm you're in, if you're on like podcast algorithm every once in a while, like you just scroll through and you see all these random dudes that have these podcasts, and sometimes they're called dude with a podcast or dudes with a podcast, bros with a podcast, or bro talk or pod bro. I don't know. All that kind of stuff where they suck. And I'm not sitting here telling you we have the number one podcast in the world, but like I'm not sitting here telling you we have the best podcast. I'm telling you to the podcast currently. I think I made some shit sometimes in this, and I told Tyler like I don't think I've spent more than 10 minutes editing a podcast in a very long time. I just kind of like think back to recording it. I'm like, was there something I need to cut? And if I think no, I just cut the beginning from like the recording stuff, throw it in there, and sometimes it's fine to do that, honestly, because like if I know it's one where like I genuinely don't need to cut anything, it's all right. But then there's the moments where like sometimes the video will get sped up or like the audio will get distorted or whatever, and I won't know it because I got lazy and didn't edit until Monday night when they're supposed to go up Monday morning. Um, but I will also blame the World Cup a little bit for taking my focus away for the editing parts.
You'll have that.
But yeah, I think I got in my head a little bit with that stuff. Just like everybody has a podcast, and I like genuinely like in the grand scheme of things. Should I say that? No one gives a shit what I have to say. Like in the grand scheme of things, my podcast isn't gonna do shit. Like, and I'm saying this like you're on, like it's, but I'm like, I think you understand the point I'm trying to make.
Yes.
Like I'm not out here like trying to be some Andrew Tate, like, but like I don't know, like where like I feel like people need to listen to what I have to say, or like I feel like I'm that important. Yeah, I don't know. I think, maybe I could just like not give a shit, get out of my own head and be like, if people like, I guess this thing, like if people want to listen to it, they will listen to it. It's their choice to listen to the podcast that we're putting out. So then at that
Correct.
point, like it's on them if they hear it and they're like, this is so stupid. Why do they think we care? And then the only logical response to that is don't listen to it. If that's gonna like if you're gonna listen to something and go, this is stupid, why are you telling me to do all this stuff? Or like why do you like think you should be able to talk to me? Then don't listen. That's really as simple as it is. If you listen to this and you don't feel that way, which is probably like maybe that one other person is our biggest hater actually. And every time they listen to this podcast, they go, "Oh my god, this guy's talking again!" Like, yeah, there's two people on this podcast every week. Get used to it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll get out of my head, and once season 3 hits in 2025, we'll be good to go.
No, and I think that's a good transition. I think we're gonna. Drew mentioned it. We're gonna take more of an extended break here. Last. Between season 1 and 2, I think it was what you said, 2.5 months,
Yeah,
give or
just around.
take. So yeah, I think, especially now, we're kind of in the holiday season as well. I think it's going to be nice to, just take, an extended break here. And I think, Drew and I can, I don't know about him, but, I would like to come up with a more, defined list of, topics. I felt like, a lot of the times you were, trying to find topics, maybe not, well, sometimes last minute, but, other times it was, hey, we just kind of, throw things together. I think, we can really take a larger break and, have, set topics, a defined list of, things to talk about, whether, it's our deeper talks, where we kind of get, to know each other a little better, on a more a personal level, or or it could be something a little bit lighthearted, like sports or things like that. So, yeah, that's kind of how I think about next season or going into the next season. Just kind of taking some time and uh, being a little more, uh, I guess you could say, prepared in the sense, but um, I don't know. I'd like to have a better preparation, I guess. I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I think I rushed the season 2 start a little bit because I don't think we were ready at that point. It was kind of just like, yeah, we said we would do it now. Like, I guess we should.
Mm.
Um, and like we hadn't even tested out. Like we had Riverside at the point the first one went up, but we hadn't tested it and it didn't work the first time because we didn't know what we were doing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think this time around, there are things I want to do for the actual podcast, like, but not while I have to like record and edit and all this stuff. Like I still do want to make like some sort of like website and start doing more promoting and stuff like that. Uh, and then obviously merch. I, I wanted. I have so many ideas
Yeah,
for that.
and I know, and I sit back and it's tough because I know you have all these ideas and the creative juices just flow and it's just like I want you to do it, like I want to see it, I want to see it go, but it's like I'm with you where it's like I wouldn't say nothing's holding us back. It's just I don't know. I think we have to.
I mean, money is holding us back. Like
Yeah, but
I would have to like if I wanted to, I would have to make lower quality items at first to then like build things up like so I can get a ton more like in bulk or stuff like that and sell things. So that way, like I'm pulling them in at lower cost, but then I can sell them for a little bit at least and actually start making somewhat of a profit on clothes.
yeah,
Um, but I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to. Like I know, like you can't just shoot and go straight for the top quality right away.
I know.
But like if that's what I see, why can't I do it? And that's the tough part,
Yeah,
and that's why nothing's happened with it. I'm not saying like I should be able to just make the best clothings of all time and stuff like that. Like I shouldn't just have the highest quality stuff and like at my disposal. Um, but like that's what I see in my mind, and I don't want to settle for anything. Like I don't want to settle for lower. Like I want this, and like the one thing I have written down is to take this more serious. Because I think I might have even said this in an episode early on in season 2 that like I always call this thing like my child or my baby or like whatever other people would say something like that. Um, I definitely think I've neglected this child for a few months now, maybe a couple months. Um, Not really neglected, maybe more just like I've treated it like a middle child for a little bit. You know,
sure.
I haven't treated it like the youngest child and given it everything. But that's also just because like I've had other things going on and like life happens.
Yeah, and
This isn't my number one thing in my life. I don't know if I could even tell you what that is, but
no,
um,
I understand. I think we have to understand there's a human element to it. We're not robots. We can't just say, all right, you know, podcast, podcast. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's just not how it works. But yeah, dude, I would love to see some of these creative juices flowing because man, oh man, oh man, if you guys could see some of this stuff that this guy's cooked up merch wise, oh my goodness, dude. And that's just merch. We're not even talking like he has like the website he wants to do. There's other stuff that we haven't talked about. It's like, I mean, we're talking big stuff, and I would love it to come to fruition because Drew has. I'm gonna boost him up here. I'm gonna boost his ego, but Drew has all these creative ideas, and I want him to just burst and just become. Okay, you might have to cut that. I don't know what I just said there. Basically, what I was trying to say is Drew has a lot of ideas. He's very creative, and I want those ideas to um, be able to be pushed out to the public, or I want them to be seen. That's what I'm trying to get at.
it makes sense. I completely get it. I'm going to keep that in.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You'll have that.
Uh, I have so like I went back to like where I talked about all of the different branches I have in my mind of hypervision, and on the media side with like website stuff and all that. One of the things I had written down was a blog page. This is something Andrew's done with his podcast, and I only also did it or wrote it down as an idea because I know Ian like at least supports our podcast and like supports us. But like Ian's a writer. I don't know. I don't know if I want to make a writer do extra writing. Not make, but like ask. Because he already does like his own Mavs podcast and stuff, and like write stories for them all and all that stuff. But uh, I think like putting like a little blog page on the Hypervision website or something like that. And I wouldn't limit it to like, oh no, you have to have been someone that's going to be on a podcast or been on a podcast or like be one of us. That you like if someone has obviously Josiah, Alex, you guys, I know where your mind's going right now. I'm gonna proofread them before I put them on there. But like uh like if you have like, I don't know, if it's something that you would like maybe not, I don't know, like maybe you could either do it like on the back of also doing a podcast episode on it, or like if it's not something like you don't want to do a podcast on or something like that, but it's like something that's in your mind or you don't think you get a full podcast out of it. I think it'd be cool. Like, we get like a blog page and we just get stuff on there, stuff like that. Like Andrew could do stuff about his Europe trip. Ian could do stuff about like working in the sports industry and all this kind of stuff. Tyler could do something about like, who
Talking
knows?
to children. I don't know what that.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that's what he does. I mean, isn't he a
He's a teacher.
substitute or
He's a teacher.
a teacher? He coaches sports. He does it all. He teaches the youth.
Yeah, no, but I just have like the idea I have in my mind for like what Hypervision as a brand is, and as like corny as it can be, I draw a lot of inspiration from like Sidemen and all this kind of stuff. But that's because like they're a group and they're a brand that went from playing GTA to making their own boxing cards and like getting all of these sponsorship deals. They have their own food brand, their own vodka brand, like stuff like that. All because they played GTA together. That's not. But like I'm saying, like the ideas that I have in mind, like if Hypervision ever was a brand, is like more of like a community thing. Like it's not like obviously the podcast itself at its core is you and me, but like that's not what I want it to be. Like,
Yes.
I want it to have like in every single page that I have written down for sports, I have people's names written down on here. On media, I have people's names written down. That's not just us. On brand stuff, I have other names written down. On esports stuff, I have names written down of like people, and I'm like, you know what? I would reach out to them. And mostly, like, they're just my friends that I know for sure would do this because I was the one that wrote it down. I know Noah's friends as well as he does, obviously. So they could also fill in other places. And then there's other people. I don't know. But yeah, like I want to make things on like I'm assuming like the website would be like the main hub, lack of a less porn sounding word. Of like everything all in the same place. Like you can reach the podcast episodes from there. You can reach our YouTube stuff from there. The blog would hopefully be on there. Merch would be on there. Like if we have like some sort of gaming stuff, we put that on there.
Yep. OnlyFans,
like other brand stuff like that's written on here. Like we could have a little tab. Me and Bryce talked about this before. A Hypervision Cornhole, like tournament.
Yep.
I had to stop because I was about to say Cornhole Legacy, and I was just like, that's wrong. But like a little tab for that, like a summerly, like yearly tournament in the summer for like a Hypervision tournament. That's good. Sponsored by Legacy Cornhole with their boards,
which is currently on pause, by the way.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, so a little update. So the guy he was working with, I always forget. He's told me. I'm pretty sure it's a family member, but he is actually part of the military.
That's his brother-in-law, right?
Yeah. He actually got deployed, so he was in the military. So he got deployed, and so that he's currently stalled because obviously it's just him now. So yeah. So
well, I'm just saying, if it came around to the point where like we planned out like a summer like tournament, like we go up to A-Town, Like we all break into teams. I don't know if, I think I've talked about it before. I don't know if it would be you and me on a team because it's a Hypervision tournament, but I think it would have to be.
Yeah, we'd run
Yeah,
the
it would
table.
have to be. Yeah, but like, yeah, I think I'd have Andrew bring his guy that he has his podcast with, Paul. We get like Tyler and like Justin and Caleb and
Oh yeah,
somebody else for a fourth from Columbus. Isaac could be a fourth.
yeah.
We fly Ian out.
First
Actually,
class.
Ian was telling me today that his family may move back to Ohio and move to Cincinnati. So
Okay.
if it's like he does like a summer trip, I could just like, take him up to Columbus
Yeah.
for a day, do a tournament.
I wouldn't.
I guess not Columbus, all the way to Akron.
I wouldn't mind visiting him too. I've never been to Texas.
Yeah, I mean, that'd
Yeah,
be fun.
pretty cool.
That'd be crazy. We do a destination tournament.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
That'd probably be a lot harder to get all the cornhole stuff down there though, because I'd want custom stuff for it. That'd be sweet. But like as I'm saying, anyway, we would go up there, and I'd be willing to help, like try to like help him make things and do stuff if he's still on his own by then at least. If he's got help, then yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry about me. But no, I think that'd be sweet. Like we like record like a background for everything, like setting the whole thing up. Like I know Jameson's got drones and stuff that he could help with that too.
Oh yeah, I saw his video. Yeah,
Yeah.
he posted a drone video.
He might be in Nashville by then though. But I'll
Oh,
pull
they're
up
moving
Joe
down there.
and Jameson. They'll be the Nashville team.
Oh, they're moving down there.
Joe's already down there. Jameson's thinking about it. Jameson's currently down there right now, actually. But I think Jameson's thinking about moving there. But yeah, we pull them up for the Nashville team. We pull Adam. We pull Nick. That could be a team. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. But again, anyway, that's what I'm saying. I want to like do a ton of things that like, the podcast is just mostly like, this was the easiest thing I could do to have a brand for like a pretty cheap price.
Yep.
At a consistent basis. I can't like the money for having if I did like a clothing brand first only for Hypervision, I would have 3 jobs right now.
That's why we're going on a Shark Tank. We need investors.
But that's the thing. Like I don't have like a set business plan really. I just have like an idea of like things I want to do and like create. I don't have like this is how we're gonna make all this money. We're gonna get brands. I guess maybe brands and sponsorships, but like I don't know. I haven't sat down and thought it out that much.
Yeah.
I think that's I'm okay with it because I don't want this. Like that's not my goal. Well, then it's not like my driving factors. Not to be like a financial mug or like a monopoly in this industry that we're gonna be in or something like that. I just want to do it because it's stuff I actually enjoy and like. If I can do this and have other people with me and bring them up with me, why not?
Yep. No,
I
I
won't
agree.
do it on my own. I'd get lonely. I'd get boring. I don't want to be with myself that often.
I agree. I've always said, I think one of my goals in life is to, wake up and, enjoy what I do, and this is definitely one of the
Are
things.
you saying you don't?
No, I see.
Live on podcast.
No,
you want an Akron player to be on this podcast, and you're going to tell me that you don't love what you do.
No, I'm saying I would argue that I do say that now. I dread the drive, but that'll soon change. But I think no, I think I do. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but yeah, like
I'm playing devil's advocate.
I enjoy what I do, but this is something that I enjoy doing. Yeah, and obviously it would be nice if we could see it grow. But no, I understand. I understand how you wanted to do something that was cheap, and this makes the most sense. So
yeah, I think I don't know what other ideas. I guess there's YouTube.
Yeah, there's YouTube. But I mean we're technically on YouTube. I mean, if you think about it. So
yeah, different format, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, I guess I've made 2 non-podcast videos. Right,
Mm-hmm.
It's just when we travel though.
What you need to do more of?
I know. I do have it written down. on one of these pages of
I still
just
want to
like
do it. I still want to do a trip with you guys. Like go somewhere like out of state. That'd be fun.
Dallas.
I'm down.
Instead of Debbie does Dallas, Hypervision does Dallas. If you know that movie. Sorry.
I go.
Yeah,
I
on
go
YouTube it
there.
says like in real life content for Hypervision on that page. So
Yeah, I go
it's
there.
in the plans. I mean, we could do Nashville,
I've never been there either.
the Nasty Nash.
I've heard that's a good time.
Probably. Yeah. I haven't been either.
It's a lot of
Me and
country.
Michael were invited on the senior trip that when people wanted to go senior year. We're
Mm.
not bitter.
We need more Michael too. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. No, we do. I mean, this is the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If this podcast ever just randomly takes off and you start seeing me pumping things out that like you're like, that costs money. What's he doing? I can almost guarantee you it's because of Michael. Because he'd be willing to. Like he'd be willing to dump money into this if I came to him and was like, hey, I've got this planned, like this is like I can show him like what I have, like this proof I'm going to do it, and like if like he gave like if I got money, like I'm like it'd be done tomorrow. I genuinely think he'd write me a check.
Yeah, he's one of a kind, man. He's something else.
He is. He like I don't know. Like if you knew him, like if this would be like more for the high school people. Michael got a very bad rap in high school every once in a while, from like parents and women.
What do you
But
mean? He's a relationship guru.
he is actually. That was one of our most viewed videos on the Spotify
We
podcast
got to bring him back. Round
rap
2. It
thing.
has to happen. Season 3. Write it down. Book it. Michael coming back. Relationship advice part 2.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like, when we go to season 3, I don't know if I'm gonna do like treat it like a season. I may just have it to where it's just like an ongoing thing. I don't know if it'll be like set to be like every single week we're gonna do an episode, because if it's an ongoing thing, in no way is it gonna be every single week because I'd die.
Yeah. No.
Um,
It's not.
but I might just like go within seasons and ebbs and flows, stuff that's just going on. Like we might do 2 a week, we might do 17 a week, we might do 2 a month. Just kind of depends. You'll get an episode when you get an episode. But that's also because that's where I want to start throwing in like
Other content?
other content. Yeah. Not really video game stuff. I don't think that would be what I would put on here. But yeah. Michael, I was going to talk about. Genuinely one of the most selfless people I know.
Yeah. I've seen it.
He might be the best hype man I've ever met. Like, he could have no idea what you're talking about. You could come to him and go, hey, this happened in my life. He would flip out, scream, run around, punch something, celebrate.
Oh boy. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, keep that in mind. If all of a sudden you randomly see me start pumping out merch or like super high quality production videos, and you're like, they were on Zoom a year ago.
We got an investor. What do you mean? I don't know.
We had a fund come through.
Legacy Cornhole got that sponsorship money.
Yeah, Bryce just wrote us a check for $30,000
Yep.
to promote his to promote his company.
His son isn't getting
episode.
No Christmas presents. It's just Hypervision cash
for years. That son is not going to college. Hypervision needed to get some higher quality lights. Bryce's son just got dragged through the finale.
Really, just for no reason, just like unnecessary shots. I feel bad. It's fine.
It's all right. Hey, when we make our money, we'll send your kid to Dartmouth.
It's good.
So I just started GoFundMe. for
Yeah,
Hypervision.
fund the
Just let me
podcast.
make merch.
No, because then Michael will see it and he'll give us money.
Yeah, exactly. It's double trouble. We get to GoFundMe and we get Michael.
More milkshakes. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Hypervision cooking channel.
I'd be down, man. I'm down for anything.
uh,
Content.
yeah. No, I mean, I want to do a lot more promoting,
I've actually,
um, and working on that kind of stuff.
yeah, I've actually been more interested in that. I've kind of currently at work, we're doing a 20 days of giving promotion where every day we pick a winner, uh, for a random prize. And I've been in some of those videos. Actually, I need to send them to you. Actually, I've been in them. They've been posted on their official website or their like their Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I was in a few and I've actually liked it. It's pretty fun. Just getting involved in other content is fun. I feel like I've gained a little more confidence. I feel like talking to the masses and yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube looking up hardware tech because that reminds me now. Like last winter when I did the Hot Ones video with
Oh yeah,
my work, that was a decent production for it. It was also kind of just like thrown together at the very last second. Um, but no, like that was fun. Yeah, like doing all that kind of content and stuff, and like it's very enjoyable. I had something I was gonna say. Was It's a good question. Crap. Was it about next season in videos or I don't
content, cooking channels,
content? You're onto something there with content.
content cooking channels, other videos. Um,
Oh yeah. So I was I think I sent you one. Uh like just like a job on LinkedIn of like brand development stuff because I sent you the video game one maybe.
oh yeah, Activision.
Well, I sent you an Activision one. Didn't I send a different one too?
Mm, I don't know.
I'm gonna check because I think it was a sports thing. Because I was just looking at like, Dad, if you're listening to this, I was just looking for the fun of it. Uh, um, but yeah, I was looking at like brand growth. Okay, so it was the account executive marketing solutions, Diamond Baseball Holdings.
Oh okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you said that is interesting. Yeah. But that's like the first sports one that came up when I was looking at like brand growth things because it's either for the fact that like that's what I want to do with this. I want to grow this brand. I want to do things with it. I want to every single branch I can. I want to go for. Um, and part of me that is like the reason I was looking for that is either like I want to steal things from what I see there, or I don't know if I want to like start doing that kind of stuff to get experience to then also like use all of that stuff, use that knowledge, keep doing more like stuff with that job and like tinkering around and playing with things and then taking that straight into hypervision.
Yeah.
Which now that I'm saying out loud sounds kind of like what I want to do. But because the end goal is to make hypervision or whatever hypervision ever, whatever this ends up being, is to make this what I do every day.
Yep.
So I don't have to work ever again.
That'd be sick.
I know. Yeah, that was what I was going to say.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's about all I got.
Do I have anything more? Do I have anything more? Probably not. Yeah, season 3 will be sometime in 2023. I don't see myself taking that long of a year like that because at that point this will come out in December, so it would pretty much be a full year if I don't make it. If it's not until 2024, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Um, it won't be like the end. Like that's why I don't want this to be like the end of the content until we make our next podcast episode. But I may go into hibernation for a bit and just like
Go back in the lab.
go back into the lab, yeah, and just like try to like I think what I might do is maybe just like get a ton of things ready and not like because I think what I did with season 2 was like we just jumped straight in and it was like shoot we got to get this podcast episode out like in the next 5 days like we got to record and put something out now.
Yeah.
And then it was like all right, oh, we're back to the next one, let's get going. And it's oh we got the next one, no we got the next one. I think what I want to do this time around, one, when the podcast comes back and just in general, I just like build up content and just have things ready to shoot.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah,
I agree.
not like all at once, but just like have things
Yeah.
built up. So I'm not like actively like trying to like climb a ladder. Like I'm just like, all right, cool. I got to this one. I got a few things done here. Now let's climb that and bring that with us. I think that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Andrew's doing it right now with his podcast. They've done 2 seasons already, and they haven't done their 3rd season yet. I think their 2nd season ended like around our 1st season ending, like around that time. And they still haven't put the 3rd season out yet. I think they're still recording and doing stuff like that. But part of that is because he's not sure on some things he wants to do. He's been trying to get a setup in our basement to do that. So he's been waiting on that, which is where he's much more patient than I am. I would have just shot one right there on the concrete wall. But
yeah.
I don't know. That's in my head now. It's good that I'm talking this out because I think I just I got in my head with like, no one's gonna care if I do this kind of stuff. Like I'm gonna make a website, no one's ever gonna use it. It's gonna be boring. It's not gonna look good. I'm gonna waste money on it. But I'm technically creating it for myself, for the hope maybe that other people use it and like it's more of a community thing. And I think part of that is then on me to make it to where it's like I have to make it to where a community wants to be there. Like I can't just like I like it, this is how I want it, so I'm just gonna that's cool, and then like just ignore what other people. I'm not gonna let like if it's something I really want on there and I put it on there and people are like I don't like that, I'm like make your own. It's staying. But
yeah
I'm mostly saying like I'm open to things. Like if you have ideas, if you want to like the blog stuff, the blog thing's probably gonna happen at this point now that I've talked about it and I've thought of the idea in my head and I've seen it in my mind. I like it. There's a few more things that have come to my mind as I've like talked through this now that I like. So I think that's good. But like I'm open to things. Like if you have anything besides like like you can give us podcast ideas, but like podcast itself as an idea is already going to be on there. Videos, blogs, merch, maybe gaming stuff. Like those are like my big 5, I think. Again, sponsors or whatever. And then the little cornhole tournament. If there's other stuff that you like think like, you know what, I think this actually be really cool. I see a lot of people doing this, blah, blah, blah. We're open to that. Tell me, tell Noah, tell probably one of us, because that would help the most. But
yeah. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I think got some big aspirations, and I'm excited. So season 3, or well, let's just call it. We'll be back soon, but there will be content, and yeah, excited to see what's next. So, like I said, hopefully I'll have a more defined setup as well. So that'll be nice, and we can have a little more better of a setup, especially from my end, because Drew, it looks very professional there. So, and I'm very jealous. So, okay, and then that just happened. So, um, go USA. If you don't like USA, then what are you doing? We're gonna go win the soccer Lombardi. Yes, I said soccer.
it's because it's called soccer.
And it's called soccer. And hope you guys have a happy holidays. Oh, my voice just cracked. Wow. Hope you guys have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And yeah, anything else, Drew?
Uh, come back when we have our season 3 return or whatever, and we have a studio.
Thanks to Michael.
Yeah, well, there's a chance.
He just buys us a warehouse.
I've thought about getting the warehouse is another thing, but mostly for the fact that I want to put like a turf field in there and just be
Oh,
able to play
heck
soccer
yeah,
whenever I can.
dude.
Because
We
then
could
I'd
just
have hypervision soccer tournaments.
okay, yeah, we could do that. But then let's do like yeah, so warehouse. Yeah, we can have a turf field, and we can have like an offices on the side.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
dude,
would
that'd be sick. I would
like a
I would
Nike
move.
headquarters.
I would move.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Um, anyway,
Hypervision headquarters.
whoever you stop it,
That sounds
stop
sick,
it, stop it.
dude. That is
uh,
awesome. That's
yeah,
cool.
we gotta. No, we can't go down this rabbit hole. Whoever the one person is, because like me and Noah are the two of the three people that have #1 podcast in Spotify. Thank you. To the
Well,
people that like
yes.
are listening to it, whatever. Yeah, cool. Thanks for season 2. We'll see you later. Peace.
In chicken grease.